This is an emergency news flash from the Landlord Advocates. I'm your host, Matthew Lyman. Landlords across New York State, and those of you not in New York State, pay attention to this, because this could affect you, even though you may not be in New York State. Landlords, this emergency news flash is from late last night. The United States Supreme Court has ruled that the New York State Eviction Moratorium, commonly known as the COVID Emergency Eviction and Foreclosure Prevention Act, signed into law late December 2020, has been ruled unconstitutional. Landlords across New York State, it is time for jubilation and excitement and joy. Part of what they said, the New York State Supreme Court, was this: New York could no longer enforce a provision that allows renters to stave off evictions by submitting a hardship declaration form that tells the state they lost income or had more expenses during the pandemic or that moving would harm their health. The pause on evictions expires at the end of August, as we all know. Quote from the U.S. Supreme Court: "This scheme violates the court's long-standing teaching that ordinarily no man can be a judge in his own case, consistent with the Due Process Clause." This is something that many landlords in this channel, the Landlord Advocates, have been saying for months. To simply sign a declaration to say, I'm suffering, when many landlords know that these tenants are driving better cars now than they were or even had prior to the pandemic, prior to this law, that they have beautiful TVs. We had one where the tenant went out and bought 6 flat screen TVs with the stimulus money that they received and unemployment money. That is confirmed. So the U.S. Supreme Court has said, no, that you cannot do this. Now, it was not a unanimous decision. It was a 6-3 decision. The 3 liberals on the court ruled in favor of the eviction moratorium. Those 3 are Elena Kagan, Sonia Sotomayor, and Stephen Breyer. Stephen Breyer went on to say, which actually is sad, and we'll tell you why. His dissenting opinion was this: moreover, the challenged law will expire in less than 3 weeks. Such drastic relief is not appropriate at this time. Justice Breyer, we're sorry that your memory is fading, because it was less than 2 months ago, way less than 2 months ago, that Justice Brett Kavanaugh stated the same thing about the CDC's eviction moratorium that was set to expire at the end of July 2021. His point was, well, it's going to die at the end of the month, so it'll take an act of Congress to put this through, and they want to extend it, so let's just let it ride out to the end of the month. Let's just do that. Well, now we know in the United States that the Constitution means nothing just to the administration in charge now, because they have, contrary to the Constitution, have extended or created a new moratorium, which basically mimics the old moratorium, that now goes for another 2 months till October 3rd, 2021, where that order has not continued. We do not believe, and mark our words, we do not believe that the New York State eviction moratorium will be extended past August 31st, 2021. This declaration of hardship was the baby by which the advocates for extending the moratorium were trying to use. Well, that's no longer in existence, according to the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, there's going to be lower courts that are going to hear this case, and if they rule in favor of the state, it's only going to be carried up to the U.S. Supreme Court again, and it's already proven that the U.S. Supreme Court has shot it down. Again, we do not believe this eviction moratorium will be extended. We believe that it will end. The one thing that the court has said is that a separate measure remains in place that protects renters and they can prove to the court they've suffered because of the pandemic. This is the time, landlords, when you will take photographs of your cars, of the cars that your tenants have bought that are sitting in your driveway. Take as many photographs, prove to the court that they have not suffered. Your Honor, they've been on unemployment, they're collecting the $600 a week, they're collecting the $300 a week until September 3rd. They're getting the earned income tax credit for their child, $300 and $250 a month, depending upon the age. 300 is, I believe, over the age of 6, and 250 is under the age of 6. Might be vice versa, don't quote me on it, but they're getting at least $250 a month extra in their revenue stream that is coming into their house, so they should be paying the rent. So them being able to say we've suffered during the pandemic financially, we do not believe is going to hold up in court. Now we ask that all those cases that have been adjourned out until September, they should be docketed right now. Now the other point that we want to make, as all of us here in New York State know, that when you get any type of notice, that rent reminder in the 14-day, the 30, 60, 90, it must be accompanied by a case of paper that includes all these additional documents that they want you to include. We do not believe that we should have to include those documents through the end of August, but we suggest that you do. Keep including them until the end of August. And the reason for that being is that you do not want a judge to legislate from the bench, which many do. Unfortunately, I don't like saying that, but they will legislate from the bench. And they will say, well, you did not give them these documents, the declaration of hardship, the notice of legal service providers, you did not give them the state form with the state seal on it regarding the declaration, you did not do any of that, therefore your case is dismissed. We do not want to see that happen to you. So as much as we are thrilled to say that this is over with, we still believe that you should still give these documents to your tenants, even though it's a pain in the you-know-what. This way here, it will not allow a judge that does not know, or justice in towns and villages, to make a ruling against you based upon information that they do not know. We've seen it happen before, and we're going to see it happen again in a variety of cases. So, again, in summary, the U.S. Supreme Court, late Thursday, this is Friday the 13th, has ruled that the eviction moratorium in New York State is no longer constitutional. Great news for us, but remember this, landlords, the ERAP program. Now that this declaration has been put out to pasture, shot behind the barn, tenant advocates and tenants are going to be filling out that ERAP application, and when they do, as we were alluding to in other videos that we will have for you to see at the end of this one, that it will allow them to stave off their eviction until a determination has been made on their eligibility for these funds or not. So that will still continue. That will still continue. But now this declaration, we believe, will not be extended any longer in New York State. That is reason to celebrate. To the tenant advocates, namely Sia Weaver from Housing Justice for All here in New York, the woman that will ignore me and will not debate me because she knows she will not win. Sia, we would send you a bottle of aspirin because the headaches that you are experiencing today are going to get much worse because us landlords are fed up. We're not going to take it any longer, and we're going to take a stand not only on this, but on many other issues that you and other tenant advocates and the legislature, many members of the state legislature are advocating that will harm landlords in the real estate industry here in New York. Not only tomorrow, and the day after that tomorrow, but for years to come. Let me know what your address is. I'll be more than happy to send you a bottle of aspirin. Tell me what brand it is, I'll even pay for it. Send it to you. Compliments of the landlord advocates. Landlords, you can see we are here with you, we are here for you, we are happy today, and happy days are here again, hopefully, but we must not wane in our desire and our ability and our need to fight for our rights as landlords and property owners. We are here with you, we are here for you, we ask that you subscribe to the channel, leave comments below, hit the notification bell so that you will be made aware of future videos. hit the like button, and of course share this video with as many people and as many groups as you see. Many groups that you belong to. Make it happen. Until then, landlords, take care.